chance you took to come here. I mean, this moment must be pretty special for you to have this culminate like this in your last home game.
Yeah, it feels surreal. And as a D-line, we talk before every single game. We talk in the middle of the field and just kind of what's on our minds. And a lot of guys understood that regardless of what happened tonight, this was a lot of our last chance stepping out on Bobcat Stadium and playing in front of this fan base and playing at home with the team and with your brothers. And honestly, it's a surreal feeling right now, man. I'm kind of speechless. I'm excited. So Daniel was very excited coming down off that adrenaline from the game. But man, it's an unbelievable feeling right now.
It was such a back and forth game in the first half, but then when you got the sack, it seemed like that gave you a little momentum, and then the momentum kept building. So how important is momentum for the way you guys play?
Regardless if the momentum comes or not, it's just a don't flinch mentality. We knew that they're a good football team. They're going to come out and they're going to get shots on us, and we understood that. And it was just a matter of not flinching and just continuing to execute our jobs, continuing to execute the game plan, and just keep going play after play after play, and understand that anything could happen at any moment to go our way.
Do you have any conversation with Chase or any of the other injured guys before the game, kind of a motivational speech or anything like that from those guys?
Sure. I mean, it's just we knew that not having some of those guys, it hurts us. It hurts us from a emotional standpoint. It hurts us from a schematical standpoint. But it was just playing for those guys and playing for each other, and this team does a great job of that. And we understand that every time we step on the field could be our last, and so it's just sell out for each other, lay it out on the line for the guy next to you.
And what does that say about, especially the D-line, just the depth all season that you guys have shown?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, young guys step up, like Daniel said. It's just the culture around here, man. And none of us, we all feel like everyone in the room is a starter at any single point. It can happen, and it's just go out and just play as hard as you can, play as well as you can, and at any point, anybody in that room can make plays, and they step up and did.
It's obviously been a crazy month, and a lot of they've gone against you guys. You've spoken to it, but what specifically can you point to that has been able to get you guys to this point?
Just understanding that one game at a time. It's not looking ahead. It's not looking past. What happens if we win? We can come back home. It's never looking at that. It's just this is our opponent. This is who we're playing, and this is who we got to beat. And it's just play after play, just one play at a time.
Ask Daniel a little bit about this, but what have you thought of the Bozeman community support, and just what's kind of run through your head when there's all those people out there? You're probably in the midst of a swarm of people after the game like that.
Just thankful, man. This really is just a huge thank you to Bobcat fan base, and just they made it a very special trip. They made it a very special run for us, and I'm forever grateful for it, and I'll never take it for granted. It's a special fan base here, and it's a special town. It's a special football team.
How important was that tackle that Troy had on fourth down at the beginning?
Every tackle is important. That one was huge for us. It's huge. Whenever we can get a fourth down stop, and obviously Troy running side to side the way he does, it's huge for him to be able to step, or huge for our team for him to be able to make that play. And anytime we get a fourth down stop, man, that's big time.
Speaking of the tackles, I mean, you guys were missing tackles in the first half. I know Coach Banks was pissed about it, according to sort of the end of the first half. Was that something that changed in the second half for you guys? I mean, was that a big point of emphasis?
Yeah, we absolutely knew we weren't tackling well. We weren't really executing well. But again, it's that don't flinch mentality. It's, okay, we know we're not playing well. What can we do to go fix it? And we made some adjustments at halftime, but it was more just like Daniel said, we just got to play better. We just got to execute our jobs better. And we understood that tackling was a big part of that.
Any adjustments in particular that you can talk about that you made at halftime?
Just the way we fit some of they run a lot of stuff up front, a lot of gap scheme stuff, different pullers, just a ton of different looks. It was just the way we were fitting them, just reading some of our keys, the way we were able to fit those. It's just cleaning some things up, just small adjustment stuff that, boring to talk about, wouldn't really matter, but yeah, it's small adjustment stuff, but mostly just execution stuff.
It seemed like you guys reacted pretty well to screens kind of after the first one or two. Is that fair?
Yeah, we knew they were going to come in and throw a lot of screens. It's a way to slow pass rush down, and we knew that they like to get their big guys out in space to block for their little guys. So we knew the screens were coming. We were just able to read our keys and kind of react to the screens and go make plays on them.
You faced North Dakota State 2 years ago, and obviously know how that went. How excited are you to get back and obviously on this stage?
Very excited. Very excited. The Bison knocked us out of the playoffs last 2 years, so very excited to play.
All right, thanks, Amandre.
Thanks, guys.